Greetings everyone, my name is TheAdipose and I wanted to tell you about some of the updates and changes that are coming to my channel, which hopefully you enjoy, which is why you are watching this video. You've probably spotted that I've started introducing some new games to the role plays. As many of you know, I had a big break from putting stuff on YouTube and just kind of started again maybe a month or two ago with kind of Fallout. And then thanks to your wonderful survey results, which I'll hear and I'll come back to that later, there's a previous video on that called The Great Roleplay Survey Results. Go and have a look at that if you want to see what you guys said. I've been putting that into action. So the idea is, and I'll be honest on this one, I have a full-time job which is not YouTube, and then I enjoy doing the YouTube stuff in my kind of spare time. I kind of want to have things that are kind of coming out regularly, no matter what else is kind of going on in my life. So the way to do that, I'm going to slow down the release schedule, but I'm going to make them come out at a regular time, so you guys know what's coming out and when most of the time. So if you click over to the About page on TheAdiposeTV, I've updated my description, which is very exciting, and I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see behind my head. So I'm going to have 3 videos a week, definite, and then others will come in as and when. So I'm going to have Savage Sunday, which will be Far Cry 3 for the foreseeable future, Warcraft Wednesday, which is currently Flintlock Beastbane, and then Fallout Friday, which is currently the Bobblehead Hunter. And when one of those series is finished, so when the Bobblehead Hunter is over, I'll probably then do another Fallout series there as well, or I might change it to Skyrim or something like that. So those will be the 3 that kind of keep going. So once a week at 4 PM GMT, one of those videos will be released that you can go and check out. I will, from time to time, put other series or other videos up there as well, especially when there's new things that have come out, and maybe I'll just play something cool and think it needs to go out and so on. But the idea is that this will be the regular schedule that's coming on. And I did consider kind of putting maybe 2 Fallout videos a week or something like that, but then I know that in a few weeks time I'll be really busy with work, I won't be able to record the videos, and then there'll be a week where just nothing happens. So this is in some way this is sad because it means I'm going to slow down the videos, but in the other ways it means it's going to be more consistent, and hopefully that makes the channel kind of more consistent as well. So I hope you either like it or you understand it, and it hopefully means you know what's kind of coming as well. I've also kind of changed the channel itself now in description to be more of a kind of role play like channel, because although I've done loads of different tutorials, all I'm really planning on doing at the moment is kind of role play playthroughs, because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do really. Anyway, what's coming up? So those 3 games are going to be ongoing. World of Warcraft, Far Cry 3, Fallout 4. I've also purchased a load more other stuff. I've got the Elder Scrolls Online, which I'd like to give a go. I've got Undertale. I've added loads of stuff to my wish list based on things that you guys have been suggesting. This was the survey that you guys did, and I just thought I'd go through some of these and say whether it's a kind of a yes or a no or a maybe. Far Cry 5 is one I definitely want to do, and I'll probably, if I can, get it on the day it comes out, because I've already bought it, and then try and upload that to YouTube kind of almost as soon as possible in the role play style. So if you're interested at all in that, it'd be really good if you could watch those and support those out. But I'll try and get those out quicker to try and help the channel grow. So you guys suggested, I don't know if this is big enough for you to see, one of you suggested playing Oxygen Not Included, which I know is a bit like it's by the same guys that did Don't Starve. I'm interested in doing those kind of things. My problem with those ones is I quite like playing games blind. Not always, but I do quite like playing blind. And I found with Don't Starve and things like that, they're really fun, but you kind of have to learn the game, and you die lots and lots, and so you can't really kind of role play it so much. Because your character's going to die very, very soon. I don't know if Oxygen Included is the same, but I'm guessing it is. It's because it's the same company. And there are some games that you can just pick up and you can play and you can role play, and you'll die from time to time, but then you can just restart as the same character. So a game that would work like that, I guess, would be something like Fallout 4. My first Fallout 4 roleplay was completely blind, and so whenever I died, I just edited out the death and carried on with the same character. But in Don't Starve, you're effectively back as a new character, or you have to start the whole roleplay over again. I tried one the other day called Reigns. Have you ever seen that one? Which is like this kind of option is this kind of game where you get to just choose yes or no, and I was going to try it as an unusual style of roleplay, but it's like a rogue style one, which I didn't realize. And so your character dies every like 2 minutes, or certainly the way I played it, you died every like 2 minutes, and so I couldn't keep any kind of consistent kind of character going, and so it just kind of it fell apart, and I ended up getting a little bit grumpy because I think I was probably trying to force the game to be something that it couldn't. Someone suggested RimWorld. I don't know a lot about RimWorld. I know some of my friends from Tiny Rebel Games used to really like it, but there's other people that are playing it out on YouTube already, probably in the roleplay kind of style. I'm not against it, but it would need more adventure. Someone said Dark Days Ahead, Dwarf Fortress. I don't know any of those. Kingdom Come Deliverance I am interested in doing, but it's £40 at the moment, so from financial reasons I will wait for that one to come down in price, and then yes, maybe, although the reviews seem to be a bit mixed as well. Someone else is talking about Rykon's Frost series, which I think is really good. I've been looking at Rykon stuff, and I'll come back to that. Someone wants to see me play Banished or the old Neverwinter Nights games. I'm interested in doing city building games or kind of strategy stuff. I've been looking at Civilization and seeing if I could get almost a kind of like a role play Civilization leader kind of game. But I could certainly try it with. I could try it with like Tropico or Banished or a few other ones as well. So maybe that game, maybe not that game, but I could certainly try to do something that is you're like the overseer of something, you know, like a top-down strategy game. We could try in the role-play style. A few people have mentioned Subnautica. I had a look at it. It looked interesting. I don't know if it would work in a roleplay, but it certainly looked interesting. Someone else is saying Kingdom Come Deliverer. I don't know what Hellblader is. I have got Stalker. I've got all the Stalker games, but I've never played them. But it's one of those things I've kind of never quite got round to, but would be up for it. A few people have mentioned a Metro one. I was thinking, because Metro it's a bit like Far Cry in that you play you have no choice about your character and it's linear. So maybe when Far Cry 3 is over, Metro could be the one that takes its place. So that could that's a definitely maybe. Mountain Blade would be really cool. There's not so many kind of quests, like in the same way as Skyrim is and Fallout is. So I don't know. I'd have to kind of remind myself of the mechanics and see how it works. But it's a maybe. We could put together a series along those kind of lines. Maybe. A few people have mentioned Divinity co-op stuff. I was going to talk about that kind of multiplayer roleplay. I'm up for, but I don't really know how it would work, because I could find. I mean, I messaged someone the other day to see if they wanted to roleplay with me, but they haven't got back to me. Because if you're playing with someone and they're on mic, you'd kind of have to have them roleplay with you, and then it might be amazing or it might be terrible. Because you might clash, you might go over each other. Alternatively, you could take them off microphone and just play with someone. But then the problem is then there's then a difference between role play and power play. And if you're trying to role play and the other person's trying to power play, meaning the difference between act in character or act in such a way which just dominates the game, is you might kind of clash. But I have looked at Divinity Original Sin. It's on my wish list. If it comes down in price, it's a maybe. But it might be that I play it on my own rather than with other people. And I'm also wondering a little bit about World of Warcraft, because I haven't played World of Warcraft before, and I know at some point it's going to get more kind of multiplayer-y, and I don't know quite how that's going to work, but we give it a try. Someone here saying open world games will probably be better, maybe. Stardew Valley, it's on the wish list. Survival game, I have Ark, and someone gave me a free copy of Rust the other day, so maybe. The only thing I don't know about those games, because I played Ark for a bit, is because there's so little in the way of questing. It's all about just trying to survive. I don't think I'd be able to do the same kind of character-driven narration of, oh, I feel this and I want to do this and I'm angry with this and I'm happy about this and I'm stuck with this. And I think it might end up feeling more like a kind of more of a generic playthrough. It's not impossible, and I'm not saying no. And in actual fact, I've kind of considered creating a character that's just about survival, maybe doing something in Skyrim or Fallout with a character that's very kind of gritty and, I will just survive, type thing. But you'd lose the character aspect in Ark and Rust. which isn't a problem, but it would be different. It would be different. Old school RPGs, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Minecraft, probably not. Maybe Terraria. I was trying to think how Terraria would work, but again, it would have to be less kind of quest-based and more exploration-based, but it could be fun. And so that's my response to that. What else was I going to talk about? Right. So I was on Rycon's website the other day because he's become a bit of a kind of an icon to me, because he role plays. His channel is similar sizes, but he gets a lot of people watching. And I've noticed that he's got a Patreon thing. I'm not doing YouTube to make money. I have a job, but obviously money is helpful because it pays for things in my life and it pays for games, and it's all kind of an incentive. So I guess my question to you is, you guys who will be watching this on YouTube, is would me having a Patreon interest you, or would you be willing to support me in that way, or do you just kind of support me by watching and liking and subscribing, or things like that? And if I was going to Patreon, what kind of things would you like to see as kind of rewards? And okay, just give me some response on it. I'm not planning on doing any kind of private content or anything like that. I mean, I suppose I could do like an occasional video or like something, but I'm not. I don't think I'd ever want to do any kind of series or private videos or anything like that. But what's your views on Patreon or patronage? Would you want to sponsor me that way, or would it frustrate you, or do you not think it fits the channel? Just give me some feedback. What do you think? So yeah, so speaking of supporting the channel, I would really appreciate it if as many of you as possible wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and liking the videos kind of when you watch them. I'll just kind of show you a little bit behind the magic here. I can kind of show you the kind of amount of views versus the amount of likes, and you guys are awesome. You really are. So this one's got 41 likes, this one's got 27, 24. Where are we kind of going? But if you look at the amount of views, so perhaps this one, episode 19, we've got almost 300 views, we've got 36 likes. That's about 10% of people watching it are liking it, which I actually think is really good. If you look at good quality videos or big videos, they get less than a percentage of that. So I'm really grateful to all of you who leave a comment, who leave a like, who have subscribed to the channel. Please keep doing it, because as far as I understand, YouTube uses that to then promote the videos more. Like if the video has more likes, if the video has more comments, if the series is being watched, then it then puts it onto other people's feeds more. So please keep doing that. I try not to put things in people's faces like it. I just have a little thing at the end saying please like and subscribe, but please do, because it does make a difference, and it's also encouraging for me as well to see that. With that in mind, I did the first Far Cry video again because the audio was too low. So if you watched that first one and you liked it, if there's any chance you could go and watch the second one and like it, you don't actually have to watch it, you can just leave it running and then just press like afterwards. That would be great, because the first video of a series, if the bigger that one is, the more likely it is to kind of carry on, right? And I think that's it. So I think I've talked to you about the regular schedule, which is kind of coming up for YouTube. I've talked to you about upcoming potential games. A few people asked about Dying Light as a game to play. I've played that one a few times, and I tend to get bored about 3 hours in. It might actually be more interesting if I was role-playing it, because I haven't actually played it with a role-play. So maybe. Probably not. There's probably other things I'd prefer to do, but it's a maybe. And again, how would the multiplayer aspect work? It could, maybe. I need some equally nerdy, geeky, roleplay-ish like buddies that kind of do similar videos to me that I could kind of try it with. It could be amazing, it could be terrible. If you know of anyone, or if you know of any other channels, or if you actually know them and you could suggest, them kind of get in contact with me, we could give it a go. I mean, the worst case scenario is we try it and it's terrible, but I'm up for that. Was there anything else on my list to talk about? Patrons, all that kind of, yeah, done that. Multiplayer roleplay, talked about that. Regular schedule, done that. Great. So that's it. That's what's coming up. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel and generally being awesome. And I do love your comments, and I try to respond to as many as I can. And I like it when you kind of quote things back at me, and it's cool. And you can always come and join us on Twitch. It depends. Twitch is a lot more disorganized, and there's lots of me kind of editing videos and talking rubbish and redoing things over and over. The number of times I record a video and then go, no, that's terrible, and do the whole thing again, probably annoys the hell out of them. But you're always welcome to come over. There's a lovely, friendly community, and you'd be very welcome there. So great. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was an illuminating thing that what I did. All right, see you soon. Good night.